All praises to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect to the nation of Israel. This is going to be a lesson on how women's pride is going to be taken away, and on how Yahweh is giving them what they asked for. Alright, women asked for equality, right? And now with this new thing that's being pushed, we're going to get to see just how equal they are. Because they're going to be allowed to, well, not allowed, they're going to be forced into being part of the draft also. Let me read the front of this. It says, Congress debates requiring women to register for military draft. And when I first heard about being an Israelite, right, one of the main things that stood out to me was that some of the Israelites kept saying that some of the brothers that I was watching at the time in San Francisco, GMS San Francisco, SF Bay 7, it was at the time, the channel. And one of the main things they was talking about is how women that are proud, they said you proud women are going to be drafted into the army. And women used to scoff and stuff like that when they said it. But as you can see right now, that's here. All right, so women are going to be in the army too, man. Women are going to be in the army too, but not by, I choose to be. It's just going to be a thing that you're going to be. And let me carry on reading this. It says, lawmaker stances on selective service cut across party lines amid debates over fairness, physical strength, and gender roles. But women, they like to try and get the benefits out of the world without having to put in the effort, man. All right? And that's why you've got all these women running around talking about how, like, they want this type of man and that type of man, but they ain't doing none of the stuff that you're supposed to do to get those type of men. They'll be saying that they want a man that earns £500,000 a year, $500,000 a year, without any understanding of the effort that a man has to put in to get that amount of money, and not putting in any type of effort towards being that type of woman that a man like that would want. Right? They're way more than a heavyweight boxer, man. All right? Some of these women out here weigh more than the current heavyweight champions of the world, or about the same. But they're talking about they want this man and that man, when they weigh more than a heavyweight fighter without being a heavyweight height. And it's just ridiculous, man. And Yahweh, he's going to cast this pride down, man. He's going to cast the pride down of these women, like he said he was going to. Let me read. This is Isaiah chapter 32 and verse 9. Isaiah chapter 32 and verse 9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. So he's saying, listen up, all you proud women. Listen up and hear what I got to say. Verse 10. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women. For the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip ye and make ye bare, and sackcloth upon your loins. Meaning all the nice things that you had are going to be taken away. All the benefits that you had are going to be taken away, because what people want to do in this world, right, is they want to be the leader, but they don't want to have to take the blame, and that's an Edomite trait. He wants to try and take the credit for every single thing that his race does. Oh, we invented this, we invented that, we invented this, we invented that. But when the world goes bad, they don't want to take the credit for that. And that's the way of a devil and a demon, to try and take credit for the good things that happen, but not want to take the credit for the bad things that happen. But you see, Yahweh doesn't rock with that. Yahweh is going to give these Edomites and these proud women the punishments for what they have put out into the earth. Verse 12, they shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine. They're going to want to long back for when women was being treated chivalrously, when women was being treated nicely, and when men was putting their blazer over a wet puddle so that she can step across. They'll be hoping for them times when a man would have a rose in his hand and pass it to the woman. Ma'am, may I have this dance? That time is gone. You know what I mean? That time has evaded from off the earth, where a man's going to get down on one knee, right? Which some men still do this stuff, but where a man gets down on one knee and asks a woman to marry him on some special event that he's planned out for like maybe a month's in hand, that time's gone. It's now the time of women getting exactly that equality that they was asking for. That's what women are going to have, man. Which they wanted it. So Yahweh's going to give it to them. Yahweh's going to give it to them, man. Let me read this again. Isaiah chapter 32 and verse 9. Rise up, ye women are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women. For the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Tremble, ye women are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip ye and make ye bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. They shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant field, for the fruitful vine. So they're going to be longing for a time that was nicer than what they have now. And they're going to realise that when they was begging for equality, right, they didn't actually understand what equality meant. Because equality means now when you're getting all your high earning money and you're trying to make all of this money that you want to try and claim that you're making, which women ain't making more money than men now anyway, right? But when you get all of that, now then, considering things are equal, you better start then paying for some dates with a guy. You see what I mean? But they're not going to want to do that. But that would be equal though. That would be equal, right? Now, if a man gets into a fight with a woman, when both of them are being aggressive toward each other, it's not a thing of, it's not a thing, Salaki, one sec. Yeah, now if a man and a woman gets into something to be with each other, it wouldn't be a thing of, it was a man fighting a woman then. It would be a thing of, she lost because she was weaker. You see what I mean? If things are really claiming equal. If things are really equal, then you wouldn't try and make gender be a factor as to why somebody lost a fight. You see what I mean? It would be because they just was the inferior fighter. But even among men, we understand that it's not equal. Alright? There's Israelites that are the best. And then there's everyone else. And even among the Israelites, things are not equal. Because there's people that are of the elect and those that are not of the elect. There's the tribe that Yahushua came from, which is the tribe of Judah. And then there's the tribes that Yahushua didn't come from. There's the house of David. And then there's everyone else. The house of David is those of the elect, man. Those of that special house. This is carrying back on in this article. It says, Washington Congress is moving closer to requiring women to register for the draft for the first time in American history. So it's not like it says happened before. But these women that wanted to try and act like they were so tough, right? Now they're going to get the chance to be tough. These women that wanted to think that they're MMA fighters and that they're tough, and that they're bad this and bad that, well, you're going to get the chance to see now, if you really are. And I personally, I'm not down with this because it's in terms of like a scriptural thing, right? I'm not down with this because according to our laws, that's not supposed to happen. But with these proud women, how they are, they deserve this, man. Because they've wanted to try and think that they're equal and try and get all the profits out of this world without having to do anything for it and having an easy lane all the time, man. And OnlyFans like whorish, getting money for my appearance type of existence. A pampered existence, man. To where they got certain things, right? And then they'll think in their mind that they're better than men for not having these things, but the only reason why they got these things is because a man paid for them. It's because a man paid for these things because he wanted to sleep with them. Let me carry on reading a bit more. It says, a Republican-led push to strip the language out of the Senate version through the amendment process has divided lawmakers and on a politically sensitive issue that cuts across party lines in unusual ways. Multiple senators from both parties said this week that they are undecided, and it's going to more than likely going to happen, man. And that's going to be another reason why Babylon the Great America is going to lose in the coming war, man. Not just because it's going to be completely destroyed off the face of the earth, but in Israel, the Valley of Jehoshaphat, where the battle of the Lord is going to happen, man. They're going to have American army that's got LGBT up in there, that's got women in there, and that's going to be weak, man. That's going to be a weak army. It's not going to be an army full of warriors. It's going to be an army of confused and weak individuals, man. It's going to be weak. compared to the armies of the other nations. And I'll end the lesson there. I just thought I'd do a quick video on this because it just shows that this place is lost, man. Right? And this place is not anything according to the scriptures. Shalom to the nation of Israel. Shalom.